We're over at our 10-acre property today, and the goal today is to try to do a controlled burn over some of our grassland area that has kind of grown up a little bit. I'm gonna burn that over, and then we're gonna try to frost seed it with clover. So clover it's a nitrogen fixing plant. So put nitrogen back into the soil, make the soil healthy, and it'll be there for the deer and give them, the deer and the turkeys and rabbits and a lot of those other animals and wildlife, some food, so they can not only be drawn to this but be able to live here. Yeah, see, even though we've got snow on the ground, the grass is really dry right now, and so it's burning quite well, quite fast. And with these gusts of wind, this could get out of control pretty quickly. So we got to be here right on top of it to stop it. Luckily, I tried to get everything burning towards the road, so that the road is my stopper. So if it gets out of hand, it'll get to the road. The road's completely covered in snow, and as long as it doesn't hop across the road, we'll be fine. And so that's why I got to be here, watch it, make sure nothing goes haywire. Number one key to this controlled burning is, you know, your weather, mostly wind. Really, you definitely you want to plan things out, and then plan B if things don't go accordingly. If wind shifts, you want to have the manpower to be able to control it at a moment's notice. You know, that's a big thing, is manpower. And then all the right tools, you know, not the right tools like at home, but like the right tools set up, gassed up, or battery powered, for, you know, leaf blowers or whatever, ready to rock and roll at a moment's notice in case things go awry. Because you know, we just got a gust of wind, and I mean, look at this right here. I mean, this can get out of hand really, really fast. All it takes is a gust of wind in a direction that you're not ready for, and look, it's already starting to run across this field. Now I want this burned, but again, you want to make sure that you're always in control, because it can quickly get out of control. And whatever you think that you need for manpower, I'd just go ahead and double it. Once you get to a place where you want to stop it, which we're getting fairly close right here, you want to go ahead and rake that back from the unburned portion, rake it back onto the burned portion. If you can rake that fire, those flames back, and that fuel for that fire, if you can rake it back into a place where it doesn't have any fuel, then it'll just smolder out. So we got to stop over here on this side because we don't want to jump in the fence or the road. So we've got it stopped over there, but we still have to continuously monitor for flare-ups, because you can see right there, it's already starting to flare up again. So we need to go stomp that out. And we got the wind blowing this way, and we want the fire to spread that way. So it's kind of slowing it down a little bit. And it's a lot easier to keep it under control when you're not fighting the wind. When the wind takes it, it can get out of hand, like I said earlier. So when the wind is pushing it back towards the already burnt side, it does help a lot, and it makes it burn slower, and we don't have to fight it nearly as much. We just kind of let it get through this long stuff, and then I want to stop it before it gets to this fence, leave about a 10-foot gap right there. But I'm going to get this over here before it starts blowing up out of control again, because, you know, I've got 10 to 15 feet to work with right here that could still burn if I needed it to, but I don't want to chance it. So getting everything, trying to put everything out before it gets within that 10 foot of the fence on this other side, because if it hits this, then we'll be in trouble, because this stuff is pretty long and there's a lot of fuel over there, and we definitely don't want to get it on another property. So definitely want to stop it before it ever gets to that point there. So now that we got the area burned that we want, we really just got to sit here and monitor it. I mean, look, it's been out for about 10 minutes. We got a flare up over here. So just come over here and pat that down before it gets out of control. Anything that's smoking, you know, make sure we check on it, put it out, use water if you need to. Like now, today, I got the snow, you know, so I can scoop up a little pile of snow or whatever, throw it on there and snuff it all out. But yeah, need to remain in the area for several hours afterwards. I mean, it can spark, you know, 12 hours later. So I don't want anything smoking when I leave, and I want to remain in the area for several hours afterwards. So I got some firewood to cut, so I'm gonna be cutting some firewood, and we'll be periodically checking on this just to make sure we don't have any more flare-ups. But now that I've got this area burnt, I can come over here. I've got this foundation clover, and I'm gonna use this foundation clover to go ahead. It's a perennial, so I want to get that established now in winter. So we're gonna have a lot of freezing and thawing coming up here next week. We're gonna get into 40s and then get back down in the 20s. And what the ground does when that happens is it opens up and it closes back up. You know, it expands, it thaws. And what it does is it'll suck that seed down in all those tiny little cracks in the ground. And that is gonna help your germination rate with that clover. You can frost seed it in. And, you know, hopefully we'll check it next spring. And hopefully we have a very good germination rate and a nice little clover patch right here, which is also where I'm gonna be planting a lot of fruit trees. So it's gonna be helping the fruit trees as well with that nitrogen fixing clover in the ground. So here we got the big tine foundation clover. It's a perennial clover. Now all that's left to do, we'll just go ahead and hand seed all this clover into our little, this does a ½ acre. So we're just gonna kind of block out a ½ acre with the Onyx app. Fairly accurate, doesn't have to be perfect. A little patch here, just an oblong little oval, and we're gonna throw some seed out and frost seed it in. So we got another bag of the big tine foundation clover, and this was mowed down pretty low last year before it got cold. So we're not even gonna worry about burning. It's not even got enough fuel to burn effectively. So we're gonna throw it right on top of the snow. Hopefully most of the birds don't eat it, but I think with the freezing and thawing, I think most of it's gonna probably go into the ground, and we'll get some more frost seeded out right here in front of my son's deer stand there.